This was the first look a local veteran got of an old military ambulance.
Rusted, in serious need of a paint job, trees and vines just growing up around it and through it. But Jim Clemens knew it had potential, Todd.
That's right. He believed in it enough that he convinced the American Legion Post 73 in Murray, Kentucky to take it on as a project.
And it turned out to be well worth the risk and the labor of service and sacrifice. The slam and a prayer.
Come on, bud, don't let me down now.
Didn't let you down.
Nope, didn't.
This 1965 AMC military ambulance power wagon was ready to hit the road. But a year ago, what was its condition?
Terrible.
Jim Clemens couldn't even see the whole vehicle in this yard in Pikeville, Tennessee. It was covered in brush, vines around the wheels. The guy selling it didn't know what he had.
And I asked him, I said, how much do you want for that? And he says, well, he asked me, he says, you mean that ice cream truck?
Jim saw the potential through the rust. He called his friends back at the American Legion Post 73 in Murray and convinced them it was worth a chance.
And a couple weeks later, we went to get it, Ed and I and a few other folks.
When you first saw it, what went through your head?
Oh my God. And then when we couldn't pull it, you know, my truck is four-wheel drive and the tires would slip. I didn't want to move.
A 3-ton chain hoist and 4 hours later, success. Jim and Ed Ward, both veterans, have spent the last year bringing this vehicle back to life. It's seen a lot in its time. At one point, a mountain rescue vehicle in Georgia.
If a plane would go down, or if they had a car wreck, or if they had a skiing accident, that they needed a vehicle to go through the rough terrain that you had to go through, that's the vehicle they chose.
It served in country in Vietnam.
Yes, but we don't know how long.
But Jim was there too. Do you remember your first, I guess when you first got there, your first look at Vietnam?
I can still smell the smell.
How old were you when you were there?
26, 27.
He flew helicopters for 2 tours. The first, medical.
I hauled pretty close to 1,000 patients, and I don't know how many combat hours I had.
The second, combat.
Through my time in the service, I got shot up 2 times, and I got blowed up once in a Claymore. I never did get a scratch and didn't get a Purple Heart or nothing. I thank God for small favors.
Some wounds aren't visible though. Jim bears those scars.
Whenever that rocket went through the roof, all these kids come running out of this building. I almost shot the kids. I mean, it was just a heartbeat that I didn't do it. But that really hit home when they called me a baby killer, and it almost happened.
Keeping his mind and his hands busy helps him live with the memories. And the ambulance has certainly done that.
All the brakes had to be replaced, all the brake lines, the fuel tank had to be taken out and cleaned.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, but it's not unfamiliar territory for them. It's just been a long time, decades.
This brings back memories from when I was in Germany. I drove a 3/4 ton vehicle over there, moving aircraft just like he did.
When you first got a look at the engine, I mean, did you expect that it would run?
No,
again?
no.
We weren't even sure it would turn over.
We didn't know if it was going to start at all.
But it did.
It did, and it does.
And it works. This has taken a lot of work, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, but it's been fun. And working along with Jim, you know, it made it real nice. Other people that appreciate the same things you do.
2 men committed to what has seemed like an endless project, a vehicle used to serve. And service is at the core of who they are.
And you'll find with most veterans it is. I mean, even the ones that were drafted, they're the same way when they come back. Yeah, different mindset. People see it and they think about the veterans.
And their long road of service and sacrifice.
That was a great ride.
Yeah.
go.
shutdown time.
It was a lot of fun. Jim shared a lot with me when we visited American Legion Post 73 in Murray about the ambulance and also his time in Vietnam. These are just some of the medals and awards he won for bravery there.